Everyone, this is Luminous coming at you with WDC World Dota Championship, and this is the first match I'm going to be casting from this tournament. I'm probably going to end up casting a whole bunch, and this is EHome versus DTS in the group stage. This is Group C, the group of death. EHome, DTS, Nirvana Malaysia, not Malaysia, no, excuse me, Aeon MUFC, and a Chinese college team. So like this match in itself is going to have a huge impact in terms of the rest of the game, because I think the group stage is going to play, each team is going to play every other team, so and they're only going to play it once. And this is the most anticipated matchup, the best of Euro versus the best in Asia. And I mean, this is going to feel even more Asian versus European debate. And let's see if both teams is bringing their A game to the table. DTS opens up with the Visage and Broodmother ban, followed up by a Doombringer and a Beastmaster ban, and Pugna as well. So yesterday, I think we have seen... I was watching one of the streams, and I think I saw LGD going Beastmaster. I wasn't too sure. Either LGD or like Dream or something, like going Beastmaster. And it looks like a Chen ban as well. So actually, EHome banning a lot of ganking heroes coming from DTS, which is very... I mean, this is 6.69, right? So the difference between 6.69 and 6.68 is that 6.9 has a very revamped EXP system. In 6.8, if you pull off a 3-man gank successfully, you get pretty good EXP, whereas in 6.9 you probably get half of that EXP from 6.8. So 3-man ganks or even like 4 or 5-man ganks are just not that... Well, it's still rewarding. You still get the hero kill, you still get the gold, but it's not as rewarding in terms of experience. And we have seen teams responding to that. Such an example, LGD SGTY in the stream that I watched yesterday actually went for a Bounty Hunter. So that was pretty crazy, right? Bounty Hunter is a very good solo ganking hero. And they put, I think, ZSMJ on that, and he was, well, he was farming pretty. I mean, ZSMJ farms, but yeah, I think we are seeing teams responding to the 6.9 changes. This is 6.9 instead of 6.8. EHome is basically the disputed champ in 6.8, but this is a new version now. So different teams have, you know, they're pretty much on the even playing field. And let's see how DTS is going to respond. Look at the picks here. DTS is going to have Venge, Dazzle, and Enchantress. Meanwhile, EHome has a Windrunner and a Shadow Fiend. Very big minus AoE armor aura coming, or not aura, very big minus AoE armor coming from DTS here. Venge Terror is a -2 armor. And of course, the weave from the Dazzle is just another story in terms of minus armor. Give you so much minus armor. Also, very good healing synergy coming from DTS right now. And it looked very smart Kunkka ban, right? You see what this Kunkka ban is about? Kunkka ban, Tidebringer slash strikes, ignores armor. And this is an armor-centric team. Untouchable is in the very, I guess, an armor-ish spell as well. So that Tidebringer strike is like, well, ignores all your armor. So might as well ban that. So very smart ban by DTS, showing them that they actually have this, like, thought of this strat very legitly. You know, we do see EHome actually banning the Necrolite. Actually, Necrolite would be a good hero against this lineup, but I think they are a little bit afraid of having DTS picking that extra, even another healer on that team. That's going to be so epic. So far, we do have 2 healers, but these 2 healers are just so annoying. Enchantress is one of the best jailbaiting hero, jailbaiting hero, because what Untouchable and Wisp heal is just so crazy. If you get like a bracer onto her, she would just live for so long, and she constantly draws fire because everyone thinks she's just like a 600 HP hero, but no, in reality, her effective HP is a lot higher than that. Of course, Dazzle does have that Grave as well, and a Shadow Wave, which has a very low cooldown. So these low cooldown, very effective healing spell is going to keep the majority of their team alive. Meanwhile, Scourge going for more of a burst damage team. They do have the Shadow Fiend, they do have Earthshaker, very bursty heroes, and we are going to see a Batrider ban. Batrider is not commonly banned, especially against Euro teams, but generally we do see Chinese team banning Batriders against Rocat Trust because they do have a good Bat player. But I think this might be a 6.9 ban because they're really afraid of the ganking potential of the Batrider, especially if Batrider is really, really good against Shadow Fiend as well. Sentinel is going to respond with the Panda 4 pick, and judging from so far what their lineup is about, they didn't go for a very, very long team fight lineup. If you look at their heroes, right, of course Enchantress and now Solo Bear. Enchantress, Dazzle, and the Panda is just going to last a long time in the team fight. They are very kind of frail heroes, but because of their spells and their healing and whatnot, they could last for a long time. And it's going to be pretty much a war of attrition. And a War of Attrition is exactly, I'm not too sure what. If I think you're gonna go for War Attrition, I think Alchemist would be a good hero as well because of his Acid Spray. Kind of works well with your minus armor, AOE armor. He pushes well, gets you a lot of HP, gives you a great tank. But a Panda's also not a bad choice as well. Maybe they're trying to catch people off guard in terms of picking the Panda instead, because most teams are really prepared for the Alchemist, but I think teams are less prepared for Panda. Also, Panda is a very good ganker as well. So far, we haven't seen any Storm Spirit picks. We haven't seen any like the very traditional 6-8 heroes picked. So I'm not too sure what EHome is exactly thinking. They do get a Crystal Maiden, which is going to aid every hero in the game so far. I mean, aids the Shadow Fiend really well, Earthshaker and Windrunner, which are fairly mono dependent heroes. So far, both teams are picking vastly different strategies, but I gotta favor DTS strat. They are bringing something new to the table, and I mean, it's so far very nice looking team. And I'm not too sure how exactly they are gonna lane this. The Enchantress is probably gonna go to jungle. Silver might get a solo, and yeah, I'm not even gonna guess because they have 3 lanes and only seemingly 2 lanes to work with. We might see a solo mid Enchantress. That is a possibility. We're seeing that in mostly 0.5x era, but not too sure if they're gonna bust this one out in this today's game. Looks like EHome is a little bit winding down in terms of time here. So far, the team is not very tanky, and looks like they are going to pick the Razor here. Razor is a great tanking hero, and judging from the lines of EHome, they have a very good tri-lane of the Razor, Crystal Maiden, and Earthshaker. A good solo mid, solo mid Shadow Fiend and a Windrunner. So very Chinese-esque lineups, right? Okay, 1-1-3, and this bottom lane for EHome is going to be so really hard to kill because Earthshaker, very defensive hero. Crystal Maiden, not too bad in terms of defensive hero, does have a good AoE slow, and of course her cast range is ridiculously huge. And of course Lightning Revenant is, once he gets a pretty good level of that unstable current, he is going to be tanking very well as well. Looks like we are going to see some Beer Scout coming from the Syllabear. It looks like Syllabear is going to solo bottom. Very interesting choice. He does have a Ring of Protection and a couple of regenerative. Looks like he's going to go for just more Beer Scout. That's cool. Now on the top lane, we are going to see a Panda and probably a Enchantress jungle, and a Vengeful Spirit is going to accompany the Panda. It looks like we are going to see a solo mid Dazzle then. Solo mid Dazzle does have the kind of the gear, pretty good restorative and nice stats on that Dazzle. So I mean, okay, this is pretty odd. But right now, just pointing out the synergy on Sentinel, they tank really well, they heal really well, they push really well. Keep in mind that Demolish from the Spirit Bear. Once he gets to level 3 Spirit Bear, you have Demolish ability, or is that level 2 Spirit Bear? Anyways, when you get the Spirit Bear, Demolish is going to do like, I think it was 60% more damage on towers, so they pushes really well. Enchantress is a hero that could push well because of an enchant. You could grab a couple big creeps and they rail on towers as well. Enchantress is very Chen-esque in that regard with her ability to push, but in some cases she's even better than Chen because she has more late game potential. She does pretty good damage with her Impetus. Looks like we're going to see that, tri-lane we're talking about. Mid lane here, let's see how Dazzle's doing, right? Dazzle does have pretty good base damage at this point. It's going to out-damage Shadow Fiend for a couple levels before Shadow Fiend does pick up a couple more levels of damage. We are going to see Shadow Fiend play by burning. Meanwhile, on bot lane, 820 playing the Crystal Maiden. Razor is being played by King J, 357 on the Earthshaker. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Windrunner is playing by your very own EHome X. Meanwhile, we're going to see Art Style is going to circle around on her Enchantress. Looks like Archside is going to grab this Troll Warlord. Level 1 enchant does have a 30-second cooldown, so he's going to take out the 2 small creeps, I believe, and grab the bigger creep. Let's see. Panda is playing by DTS Dread. Meanwhile, NS is played by the Vengeful Spirit, and looks like they are going to circle around. Very aggressive move on the top lane, going for the Windrunner, chasing away. We do see this the Centaur is going to come in. There is a good chain stomp here. Is there the net? There you go, net. Art Style is going to get the first blood. Really well played so far from the Sentinel team. Meanwhile, looking at bottom lane, let's see if there's successful, the similar success coming in from the Chinese tri-lane here. The Chinese tri-lane is not really killing the Syllabear, but he is keeping him at 0 and 1 at this point, and keeping him at fairly low EXP. And meanwhile, looking at the mid lane here, and wow, freaking 1 minute and 30-second top tower being brought down by a centaur and a couple of skeleton warrior, and that's the Stark Troll warlord. So wow, oh my god, 2 minutes first tower down, and I mean, this is not even a true like a push strat, but they are giving, they are pushing just as well, because Enchantress is that crazy of a hero. I mean, Enchantress might be even better in terms of Chen, because Chen, you can't even get your second creep. Chen can only get his second creep at level 5, whereas Enchantress could, just her creeps are far more expendable. Chen looks like there's gonna be some ganking attack going on. That Windrun Mariner is going to take a lot of damage. Her Windrun is luckily turned on, and she looks like she is going to be okay, but her tower here is going to suffer a lot here. This is only 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Second tower at the top lane is under a lot of fire. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we do see Earthshaker coming around. He is level 2. Looks like he has skilled Earth Aftershock, I believe. But I don't think they are going to be able to kill the Shadow Priest, played by Dendy. Shadow Priest, I mean, he does have the heal, he does have the grave. Unless you're landing like 3 perfect raises on that Shadow Priest, it's very unlikely to kill the Shadow Priest. And Shadow Priest, again, still, I think, very leading in damage. There is going to be Fisher, 1 raise, 2 raise here, and that is going to be it. So a little bit, unfortunately, unable to kill the Shadow Priest. But looking back in the top lane here, right? Now we know that taking down tower is good in terms of giving you extra gold, but taking down tower is also very good in terms of map control. And map control is gonna be the one thing that might lead DTS to victory. They do have a very good ganking team as well, and because of this top tower being taken, Shadow Fiend is already in a pretty bad position, and he has to go back and whatnot. Luckily, there is a good observer ward being placed by EHome 357, which is going to spot the movement going from the top tower to the mid tower. But look, this is very aggressive observer wards being placed by the Sentinel. They are going to put even more pressure on this tower here, and looks like they are going to just make the move to take it. There is an Alpha Wolf being enchanted, and yeah, they are definitely going to go for this tower, and I think they are going to get it here. Not enough reinforcement coming from the Sentinel team, and so far right now at this point, it's just too early to grab TP scroll to defend your towers. And a very good move by Artstyle, actually leading the creeps away from the tower, allowing allowing the NS to grab that tower for free, basically. So really well played by Artstyle so far in the game. And I gotta say, DTS is rolling an extremely impressive strategy. Meanwhile, looking at the bottom lane, we do have Syllabir still at 0-1. I actually grabbed him and killed it there right now, so 1-1. So yeah, but this Razor is at 17-13. That is 30 creep kills in less than 5 minutes. You do the creep stats, creep check yourself, but he's doing really well. Meanwhile, look in the mid lane here, right? 2 heroes are actually circling around. There is an observer ward, so they do exactly see that Venge is going to circle around, placing the extremely aggressive observer ward. Wow, this observer is so aggressive. I think 357 did spot this, so he might counter ward it, but we'll see how it plays out. The Shadow Fiend and the Earthshaker is going to be really in danger. Keep in mind that Earthshaker is a very good defensive hero, but there's a lot of like dudes at mid lane. I'm not too sure whether this defensive hero is going to be enough to handle these amount of dudes. As we see, the creep wave is going to come in. Oh, looks like they are going to just run straight in. Who is going to go for one race? Does hit. Going to go for the Earthshaker. Oh, kind of a bad fisher, I guess. So this Enchantress, right? This is what I mean by baiting. He's so low HP, but yet he's able to grab kill. Meanwhile, we do see a double damage. Dazzle is going to come around, going for the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend extremely low HP, trying to juke to the north here, but does fall down here. Crystal Maiden now in trouble. Casanova now, she is going to try to run out. No, she is going to be okay here, at least for now, as we see just very aggressive ganking patterns coming from the Sentinel team. And despite them being at very low HP, because of their almost even because of their low HP pool, they could just heal up so quickly in terms of having bottle charges, Shadow Wave, and Wisp and whatnot. So really aggressive moves coming from the Sentinel. And the only thing that's really going to save them late game is going to be that Razor. Razor's practically getting free from in this lane, doing pretty good job controlling the lane against Syllabir. Syllabir doing some decent right-click damage back.